Enjoyers, this is going to enjoy Troy here. We're guys back Pokemon Wi-Fi battle against Adamant, aka the Electabuzz Gaming. I think this is like the third time I battled him. We've had battled him before, but every single other time I battled him, we've either done mixed battle or UU. So this time we're gonna be using the OU series. We got Blissey, Espeon, Conkeldurr, Ferrothorn, Thundurus, and Zard. And looking at his team, I'm thinking it's Zardex because he's like he doesn't really have that many physical attackers. And with the Thunder Wave support, yeah, that could be threatening. Although it looks like he doesn't have much for Landers, which is good. So I'm just gonna lead off with that. As I need to take a picture of his team. Oh my god, I almost forgot to do that. Let me take a picture of his team real quick. We'll be doing OU, so he's actually using Espeon, which is interesting. Because I haven't really seen that. I haven't seen that thing in forever in OU. Because, I mean, it's obviously UU now, which means no one's, like, using it. And then we got the Conkeldurr, which isn't really too big of a threat to my team, because I have, like, an Azumarill and a Mega Venusaur. And it looks like he really doesn't have much for Latios, because I have HP Fire on that thing. So, yeah, I'm just going to hop into the battle. So, yeah, I'm just going to lead off my Landers. Hopefully this works out for me. Although I'm not totally sure who's going to lead off with. Maybe Espeon? Probably Ferrothorn, though. Yeah, he's probably going for Ferrothorn. If he predicts me to leave Landers, he's probably going to leave Ferrothorn. Because nothing else really threatens me. Anyway, I'm just going to send out my shiny Landers Therian. As my opponent's going to send out Ankle Spike. As, yeah, that is his Ferrothorn. As I'm going to get off that nice Intimidate. As I could go directly into my... Nah, I could go directly into my Heatran. And I don't really see another play. And then I could just fire off, like, I guess I could fire off a Heat Wave. I mean, if he just brings in Blissey, I can just go into Bishop and fire Iron Heads. And then, yeah. You know, yeah, I'm just gonna ride into Heatran. I just probably gonna set up he's either gonna set up Stealth or go for Leech Seed. And that Blissey's gonna be annoying. Come on, this man wants battles to be quick, and he's using Blissey, like, as, yeah, he just goes for rocks. Which is good for him, because it means my Landers is going to take 12% every single time it comes in. As he's probably just going to go right into Blissey. Yeah, the switch is so obvious, though, which is why I'm just going to go for Toxic here. Because, I mean, he's obviously going to switch out. There's really no reason to stay in against a Heatran. And I should be able to poison whoever comes in. If he goes an Espeon, then I don't know what he's doing, because I beat Espeon when we won. I mean, yeah, there's really nothing much he can do here. As we were probably going to see a Blissey appear on my screen. I mean, even if he goes into Conkeldurr here, I have, like, an Azumarill that completely walls this thing, which means I should be fine. After a Belly Drum, my Azumarill can actually kind of destroy his entire team. Because after a Belly Drum, I can just superpower his Ferrothorn, and then I can just Aqua Jet everything. And basically, if I go into Azumarill and go for Belly Drum, then he's going to have to sack a Pokemon, and then he's going to have to go into Thundurus and go for Thunder Wave, hoping it's fully paired. As he goes into Espeon, interestingly enough. I don't know why he did this. I mean, he's gonna bounce back to Toxic, but, like, he's not really gonna be able to touch me. I could just go into Bisharp, because unless it is HP fighting, I should be good. Do I really fear the HP fighting? I kind of wish I pursued in this Bisharp, but I do not. I do not. It's unfortunate, although it's whatever. Why would he even bring an Espeon in or whatever? I'm just going to go right into Bisharp, because I'm not even sure why he brought an Espeon. I mean, honestly, I have no idea what kind of Espeon he is, and we should be able to find out. Now, he might be a dual screens one with Light Clay, because I feel like it's the only viable set that you can really run, except for maybe Calm Mind. But, like, this thing's so frail that usually Calm Mind doesn't work at all. I mean, especially when your opponent has, like, a Bisharp. Come on, how the heck is that supposed to work? So, yeah, I'm just going to run into Bisharp here. As I'm not really too worried about this thing. See what it has to do. Okay. Bum 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 bum. I mean, I guess he can go into Blissey here, but then, like, even then, I don't really care. Actually, he goes on Blissey. That would be perfect if he goes into Blissey. That would be perfect because I can just get off a free knockoff. As yeah, he's just gonna. I'm assuming he's gonna stay in here. Probably. I don't really see him double switching. I mean, he could, but like, I mean, Bishop's can't no. So he. Okay, he does go for the light screen, which means he might stay and go for like reflect here. Either way, I kind of want to SD and just fire off a knockoff. But no, that's not the correct play though. I'm just going for a knockoff. As he might switch into Concounter here, he might. Although I have two Pokemon that completely counter Concounter, which means I'm not really too worried about that thing at all. As we'll see what he does. Dum ba da dum bum 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 ba da bum 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 ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum bum ba. Cash's Life Orb knockoff. Boom. I mean, if he goes in a Ferrothorn there, if he goes in a Ferrothorn, I can just go for SD. And if he goes in Concounter, I have two switch-ins to that. So yeah, and he actually just goes into Ferrothorn. As I can basically set up against this Ferrothorn. This Ferrothorn can't really touch me. I mean, I know he probably has... Oh my god, that did even more than I expected it to. I mean, I knew it was going to do a lot, but still, that did a lot. Like, and I'm able to knock off his Rocky Helmet, which is really good. As I'm just going right for the SD here. As I will be able to fire off knockoff after going for SD. As he's probably going to go for the E-Seed here, predicting me to go into either Heatran or stay in. As there isn't really much else he can do besides switching out here. I mean, I guess he could switch out here, but like, even then. Then that's just a wasted Ferrothorn. I don't know. We'll see what he decides to do. I mean, so yeah, I'm just going for SD here. As I'm not totally sure what he's going to do. He already set up rocks, so yeah, he's probably going to leaf seed. As he just goes for spikes, which I'm fine with. I mean, I guess he's just trying to have my Pokemon take a lot of damage every single time they come in. Although I do have Defog on Latios, which means I could go into Latios and Defog against. I can probably get off a Defog against Pokemon like Chansey if I need to. I could just bring it against the Chansey and go for Defog. And I could probably also Defog against like maybe Thundurus, but then whatever. I'd rather go for attack. As do I go for Iron Head? Nah, I'm just going for knockoff. Yeah, I'm just going for the knockoff. He stays in, and this should be a dead Ferrothorn. As yes, his Ferrothorn is gone. As I'm able to get rid of Ferrothorn, which is good for me. As I now have a +2 Bisharp in the house. Let's go. Bring on your best Pokemons. Go ahead, give me your best shot. And he's probably just gonna go into he's going to Concounter, which is fine by me. As I could just go into Azumarill, although I think Pharaoh actually. I mean, now that Ferrothorn's gone, Mega Venusaur puts in a lot of work. As he really has no good switching for Mega Venusaur at this point. As yeah, I'm just going right into Venusaur. As my opponent doesn't really have too much Mega Venusaur, because again, now that like my opponent has like no good answer for Mega Venusaur now that Ferrothorn's gone. So I'm gonna take some decent amount of hazard damage here. Although it's fine, as he just goes for Mach Punch. Maybe think I would stay in for some reason. I don't know why he thought I would stay in, but whatever. As the light screen does, we're off. As I'm actually going for Synthesis here, just because the fact that I want Venusaur to be as healthy as possible, and he also doesn't really have too many switch-ins for this Venusaur. I mean, he could go into Blissey, but then I can just put the thing to sleep and then just switch out and try to set up against that thing. As we'll see what he decides to do right now. Bum 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 ba-dum 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 bum 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 dum bum dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum 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 Mega Venusaur. See, I'm running physically defense on Mega Venusaur, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, and Sleep Powder. So I mean, if he goes into Blissey, I can Sleep Powder that. He just goes into Espeon, which I guess is a good play in his part. As I could have gone for Giga Drain here, and he's probably just gonna try to set up screens here. As I go for Synthesis, as I could go into Bisharp here and try to get off a knockoff. I think that's what I'm gonna do, because I mean Bisharp doesn't really do too much for me now. I mean, I guess it does decent stuff to like the Blissey, although I have Super Power Landers for Blissey, and I also have Toxic on my Heatran, and I have Belly Drum Azumarill. And once that thing sets up, I don't think Blissey can really do much to that. So yeah, I'm just gonna run a Bisharp, as I'm not really expecting Espeon to even have a move to touch my Bisharp. Although I'm not really sure what he's gonna have. I actually have no idea though, but we'll see. As yeah, I'm just gonna right into the Bisharp. Just getting rid of these hazards would definitely be nice. And defog would also allow me to get rid of the screens as well, which means that I could go into Lottie after going into Bisharp, if just in case he goes for screens, because then I can just get rid of them. As he actually double switches into maybe he double switches into Conkeldurr, which is a good play. I'll at least admit that, as I kind of had to sucker punch here, as I'm basically dead to hazard after that. Actually, am I dead to hazard? Let's see. Actually, yeah, I'm pretty sure I just died to hazards. Either way, besides, I don't think Bisharp is too necessary now, as he's probably gonna go for Mach Punch. I'm just going for Sucker Punch, just to get some nice and powerful chip damage off of this Bisharp before I die. As Sucker Punch is gonna do an okay amount, although it's nothing huge here. As in comes the Mach Punch. As I think it's time to get some kills, because I mean I could just go into a Azumarill and go for a plate. Actually, do I go for play rough? I kind of want a Belly Drum. You know what? Yeah. What I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna go into. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go right into a Azumarill, and I'm assuming that this thing doesn't have much from my Azumarill. This man's team doesn't have much from my Azumarill. So yeah, he's probably just gonna switch out here. I'm not really expecting this. I'm not really expecting him to stay in the first place. Yeah, I'm just going for Belly Drum, as I want to at least be able to get a few kills so that my swooping Pokemon can start to put in more work. Because, I mean, being able to get rid of his Thundurus would be nice for my Latios, because then my Latios doesn't have to worry about being paralyzed for the whole entire match. And then it's like, there isn't really much my Latios has to deal with, because then I can just defog the hazards away. And then I can just start to put in work on my other offensive Pokemon. As I'm not sure what my opponent's going to do. Well, they got to make a decision here on what the heck they're supposed to do against this threat to their team. As I'm probably going to get at least one kill. I mean, I'm probably going to get more than one kill, I mean, against Thundurus might go for Thunder Wave, and I might get fully parried, which would suck against something. Although I'm not sure. Bum 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 bum. What you gonna do, bruh? Bum 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 ba 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 dum. Bum 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 bum. Zard's not a switching bum. So he is gonna switch out into who though? He goes to Espeon. Perfect. I go for the Belly Drum, and this is actually really good for me because I can just go for Aqua Jet, and the Aqua Jet should be able to take the Espeon out. And now I don't have to worry about screens for the rest of the match, which is really good. As my opponent's probably panicking right now. Nah, they're not. I'm just going for Aqua Jet here. As a +6 Aqua Jet should be able to easily take this Espeon out. Boom, you're gone. That's no Focus Sash. It's probably like Clay Espeon, just because the fact that he has the screens. As my opponent has to go into Thundurus here, like my opponent really has no other possible play. As they have to go into Thundurus and Thunder Wave me, and then what my opponent has to do here is they have to go to Thunder Wave, and then they have to go into like something and hope I get fully paired. As yeah, I'm scoring for the Aqua Jet. Hopefully I don't get fully paired. Yes, he does not go for Thunder Wave. Huh? Oh well. Huh? Wait. Oh wait. Focus Sash? Wait. So my man's running Focus Sash Thundurus. Interesting. I've never seen Focus Sash Thundurus before. Although now I have. I mean, getting rid of Thundurus would be nice because that's his immunity to like stuff gone as. I mean, now that Espeon's gone, my Mega Venusaur is kind of free to do whatever. So yeah, I'm just gonna right into Mega Venusaur, and I'm just gonna go right for the Sludge Bomb. I did not expect Focus Sash on Thundurus. I kind of wish I had a Stealth Rock Pokemon on my team, because I actually did not have Stealth Rocks on my. Do not have Stealth Rocks on my Heatran, And the reason Roy went into Espeon is probably because he was predicting Stealth Rocks. So it's actually a good thing I didn't have them. Although I probably wouldn't have gone for them anyway because I knew he had Espeon. Thundurus does not touch Mega Venusaur at all. There's nothing that Thundurus can ever really do to Mega Venusaur. So we might see a swap here, and he might switch out into something. Although I'm not sure about him switching out at this point. As he goes for Volt Switch, which is good play on his part. His Volt Switch isn't really going to do too much. He's probably going to Volt Switch into Blissey, which I guess would be fine. It's probably just the annoying Blissey. I swear to God, this man's running something weird like Combine Blissey or something weird like that. Like, that's kind of messed up. Like, who the heck even runs that nonsense? Either way, I'm just gonna wait for the Sludge Bomb. Maybe I should go for Giga Drain. I don't know. I mean, Sludge Bomb hits his potentially incoming Zard for a lot of damage. He does go into Blissey here. As Blissey is going to take absolutely 0 from the Sludge Bomb, as Blissey is the ultimate special tank. As, of course I poisoned him. I really wanted him to not get poisoned there. Just so that I can go for Sleep Powder. But I guess I cannot go for Sleep Powder here. Which kind of stinks as, again, I'm just gonna go for Synthesis here. As I kind of want my Venusaur to be at a healthy amount of HP. Since Mega Venusaur does mean a lot against my opponent here. As Blissey is really the only Pokemon that my opponent has for my Mega Venusaur. At all. As we're probably going to see a Seismic Toss here. Or something else. I don't know. Maybe a Wish. It could be his Wish Passer. And you might try to Wish to something. Either way, I don't think Blissey can really do too much of anything. It's probably just a really annoying Pokemon. That just goes for a Wish and stuff like that. Bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum. Bum ba-dum bum ba-dum 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 bum. Bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum bum bum. Bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum bum bum. Megavina. Okay, so my opponent still hasn't made their move yet, as I'm not sure what they're gonna do. They could stay in here, but then again, even if he does, bum 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 dum bum bum dum bum. As yeah, he just stays in. I'm gonna wear Synthesis here. He's gonna stay in. I'm gonna get my HP back. He's gonna go over Seismic Toss, as expected. I did kind of expect the Seismic Toss. That's gonna do a decent amount to my Mega Venusaur. So I don't really want to stay in here, although I'm not sure who to switch into. Now that Azumarill died because that stupid Focus Sash Thundurus. Oh my god. You know, how about this? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get rid of hazards, since these hazards are kind of annoying me quite a bit. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go right into Chansey, and what I can do is, I mean, he doesn't really have much for Landorus there at this point, which is good. Because I mean, if I lock myself into Earthquake, he could just go into either Charizard or Thundurus. Although I'm assuming it to be Zard X. But I mean, yeah, which means that he's not gonna bring in a Charizard against my Landorus Therian, especially since it's probably X, just my team. So I'm just gonna go my shiny. I'm gonna go to my boy Shiny Latios, the Jetstream, the Lord of them all. As he actually switches out for some reason. Why he goes to Charizard, which is interesting because I don't think Zard beats Venusaur. Actually, I think it does. I mean, see, do I really need Latios? Actually, I don't really need it. I mean, I have Venusaur to beat Conkeldurr with, and to beat everything else on his team, basically. Yeah, because his Thundurus is basically dealt with. And let's see, so what does he have left? He has Zard? Yeah. He has, so he's Blissey, Conkeldurr, Thundurus, 1 HP Thundurus, and this thing. Screw it, I'm going to defog. I'm going to defog, it's probably X here, which means I could just die to an Outrage or a Dragon Claw. Although I kind of want to, I'm kind of taking a risk here by staying in and going for defog. Although I really want these hazards off of my field really badly here. As I'm not sure. What's my opponent gonna do? What they gonna do? What they gonna do about the... Well, I mean, if he goes to Dragon Dance here, then that could be a bit of a problem. Although, I guess I could just go into Landorus and maybe take a Flare Blitz. Actually, Flare Blitz is gonna do a lot to my Landorus. For sure. And this Charizard X is definitely a threat. Now that my Azumarill is gone. As he double switches. I don't know why. I mean... He goes and double switches into Blissey. I'm not sure what he was predicting there. But either way, I'm just going to defog. I mean, I really had no good switch-ins to Azard X except for Landorus. And it's not like Blissey counters Landorus. I mean, Landorus Therian. So yeah, I'm not really sure about that play at all. As I could just go for Psyshock here, as it should do a lot of damage. As Blissey has like 0 defense. Yeah, it has like even less defense than Chansey. Which means Psyshock should do a lot. As yeah, I'm just gonna go for the Psyshock. Getting rid of Blissey would be huge for my Mega Venusaur. And so yeah, and he really has no switch into Psyshock. As anything that he goes into is gonna get 2 KO'd by Psyshock, or just straight up die to Psyshock. As yeah, he just stays in here. As Psyshock's gonna do a lot of damage. As the Psyshock is gonna take out his Blissey, which is huge. Because now my Venusaur plus Landorus Therian probably just wins me the game. Just a combination of those 2 Pokemon kind of just wrecks him. As he goes into Zard, as I'm just going to Draco Meteor just to take out his Charizard here. As I'm pretty sure this is a dead Zard X. And the only reason I know it's Charizard X is because he has like barely any physical attackers in his team. And it would make sense because he really has no other sweeping Pokemon on his team. As it's actually Charizard Y, interesting. It's actually Charizard Y. I did not expect it to be Charizard Y at all. Since, I mean, he has no physical attackers. Like, who the heck, what kind of a team is this? I don't know. I mean, if I were to change to change my team, I would probably add more physical attackers. Because usually you want 3 physical attackers and 3 special attackers. As Draco Meteor does a lot. Draco Meteor does a lot of damage. Does not take him out, though. And he's actually running Dragon Pulse, interestingly enough. That's really interesting. It's really interesting that he's running Dragon Pulse. So there's really no reason to run Dragon Pulse on Zard Y. I mean... it's whatever, though. Because I can just go into Landorus and just go for Stone Edge and win. Actually, no, I can't. I cannot do that, actually. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go right into Heatran here. And I'm just going to go right for the Heat Wave. As anything that he switches into is basically going to be dead. And this is the Sun Boosted Heat Wave here. As I can live anyone hit that his Charizard wants to go for. And I actually have Ancient Power on this Heatran, which means that if he goes to Roost to his Charizard, I can just go for Ancient Power as he switches out. As who's he gonna go into? Conkeldurr? I mean, this is not a switch in, by the way. This is not a switch. Never mind. This is a switch in. So yeah, I actually avoid the Heat Wave, which is extremely unfortunate. As I'm just gonna ride into Venusaur here. It really sucks that I missed that attack. As hopefully, I'm assuming he did not double here. I mean, if he did double on a Zara, that's a good play. A Charizard, that is a good play. As he actually just goes for Ice Punch. I mean, that's going to do 0, though. The Ice Punch is going to do absolutely 0. And I'm going to eat that up. That really tickled me. As I'm just going for Sludge Bomb here. As I'm not sure if he wants to stay in or not. As he probably will stay in. Because, I mean, if he switches down into something, then he dies. I mean, whoever he switches down to is basically dead. As there isn't really much he can do here. So, yeah. Goes for the bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 bum. What you gotta do? Mega Venusaur wrecks your whole entire team. Get shreked, get shreked, get shreked, get shreked, get shreked, get shreked. Bum bum ba bum 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 bum. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait for this. I'm gonna go for Sludge Bomb, as basically if he switches out, then wherever he goes into dies. If he stays in, I can just go for Synthesis and get my HP back, and then I can basically just spam Sludge Bomb. And if he goes into Zard, okay, so he stays in, as Sludge Bomb's gonna do a lot of damage, and I get the poison, although it does give him guts, which kind of stinks, which means Ice Punch is gonna do more than it did before. As wow, that really stinks. The fact that I poisoned him, oh my god. The fact that I poisoned him actually sucks for me, because it means that basically just his Ice Punches are going to do more damage. As I'm just going to reverse Synthesis here. As because the sun is up, I think that means Synthesis gives you back more HP. Is that how it works, actually? I think it's how it works. Isn't that how it works? Like, Synthesis gives you back more HP when the sun's up? I don't know. I'm actually not sure. Either way, it goes into Thunderous. Interestingly enough, as I'm going for Synthesis, as yeah, that actually is true. Yeah, so apparently the sun, yeah. The sun being up does increase how much Synthesis gives back your HP, because that was definitely way more than half HP that I just got back there. As he goes into Thunderous, I'm just going to rip a Sludge Bomb here. As he goes for Hidden Power Ice, that's going to do 0 though because of Thick Fat. 0! That did 0. That tickled. You know what, that HP guys tickled me. That was absolutely hilarious, that attempt to beat me. As he's probably going to go into Zard Y here. I mean, he doesn't really have two. He doesn't really have a way to win at all. As I just win with basically, as he brings in Zard Y. As I'm just gonna go right into Heatran. As there isn't really much he can do. And I'm not even sure if he's running Focus Blast or not. But if he is, I can just go into Landorus Therian and just go for Stone Edge or whatever. Or I could just go for Knockoff just because it's accurate. Yeah, I could just go for Knockoff since it's a 100% accurate move and I don't want to miss missing Stone Edge. And then I can just use Knockoff against Conkeldurr and then Mega Venusaur just beats Conkeldurr and then it ends up being a 2-0. Or it could be a 1-0 as he actually doubles into a Conkeldurr. So he looks like he's trying to make a play or something. I mean, it's not like Mach Punch is gonna kill me, so I don't really care about this play at all. As yeah, I'm pretty sure I can live any one hit that he goes for. As I'm just gonna go for Protect here, just to scout what he's gonna go for. It's also want to rack up the poison damage that he has. As I just want to see if he goes for Ice Punch, and if he's real enough to go for Ice Punch here, predicting me to go into Landorus Therian, and if he's that real, or if he just wants to go for Mach Punch to finish me off. As there's really nothing that my opponent can do. So yeah, he just goes for Mach Punch, which is fine. As actually, Mach Punch might kill me. Although I can just go into. You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna go into Landorus. And if he goes for Ice Punch, it's a good play on his part. Although I can just go back into Heatran and just go for Ancient Power and just win the game. Bum bum ba-dum ba-dum ba-dum. Bum 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 bum, be a man. Bum 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 bum. Catch this, intimidate, bruh. Catch this, intimidate, bruh. Bum 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 bum. So I go to Landorus, get the intimidate off. As he actually switches out here, which is interesting because I basically win here with Knockoff. As you know, I'm gonna say GG. There's no way he can live a Knockoff, is there? Is there really a way he can live a Knockoff? Is I'm actually running Rock Slide in this thing? Just because I can be more accurate. I don't know. GG. I'm gonna go for Knockoff here. Knockoff will be able to take him out. And Knockoff is gonna be able to take out the Charizard, as that's gonna basically be GG. So yeah, it's been nice battling you, but I'm afraid that you have lost here. As I mean, if I were my opponent, I might make a few adjustments. I might make a few adjustments to my opponent's team, and I might make it more powerful in OU. I don't know. I guess I don't know. Just do something. I don't know. Anyways, I'm just going right for the knockoff. Make it less Azumarill week. Like, give your team like an Azumarill counter or something. I don't know. Or at least give it more counters to Pokemon that are common in OU. That's what you need to do. Anyway, guys, that's going to be a nice and powerful 3-0 against Adman, a.k.a. Adam, a.k.a. Electivire Gaming on Instagram. So yeah, if you want to battle me, just go ahead and ask for a battle on Twitter or Instagram, because I do take battle requests there. So yeah, if you enjoyed this battle, go ahead, make sure to go ahead, like this video, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next time.